Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the Hopkinton High School turf fields for Hopkinton Hillers playoff softball. It is round of 16 action. It is the 15th seeded Marblehead Magicians and the 2nd seeded Hopkinton Hillers. Tom Nappy, happy to be with you on the call on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Denise Untaki on camera, and we are ready to get started. A little bit early of a start. It was a 5 p.m. scheduled start, but we're getting started about 15 minutes early here as we have Ashley Mortensen, the center fielder, stepping to the plate for Marblehead to get things started off in this round of 16 game. Temperatures are in the 70s, spring-like conditions, and a very nice day for some playoff softball. And the first pitch, a strike from Addie Walls, who has been just tremendous all season long for the Hillers. And was tremendous, not yesterday, on Monday rather, as this is grounded to third base, throw to first, and it's 5-3 for out number one. And that'll bring up Norma Hahn, the left fielder. We'll take you through the Magicians batting order in just a moment. And I'm certainly glad I got here a little early today with this early start. But that's okay, we were ready, and hopefully everything will run smoothly. A swing and a miss there by Mahan. So that was Ashley Mortensen, the center fielder, leading things off. Norma Hahn, a left fielder, batting second for Marblehead. Hilly Schmidt, shortstop, hits third. Tessa Andriano, third baseman, hitting cleanup. As this is a little blooper, and she's going to reach. Or was that caught?
Yes, you caught it, yeah.
And that was caught. Flashing the leather. 2 away. And that will bring up Haley Schmidt. So continuing with the Marblehead batting order, Tessa Francis, pitcher, hitting fifth. As there's a strike. Luca Bornhorst, the catcher, hitting sixth. Katie Andriano, second baseman, seventh. Lila McGovern, first baseman, eighth. Isabel Mortensen, right fielder, hitting ninth for the Magicians. Addie Walls set to deliver. And how about another strike, 0-2. Nice pitch there. Marblehead a 17-4 record heading into today's game. Hillers are 18-3. So throw the seeding out the window. Records very similar. Both teams in a tough league. These games should be good battles as this is popped up foul territory and at a play. Count remains 0-2. We'll get you the Hiller defense in just a moment. And 2-2 now. Let's take you through that Hiller defense. Addie Walls on the mound. Caroline Osman is the catcher. Wind up in the pitch. This is popped up, and it'll be handled by the next person I was just about to announce, Tenley Wynn, who's the first baseman. Will continue on with the defense. At second base for the Hillers, Charlotte Holden. Holly Paharik, your shortstop. Third base, Ashley Callery. And from left to right, you have Zoe Levine, Kelly Arthur. And in right field is your flex, Cammie Trendle for the Hillers. So we are through the top of the first. We are heading to the bottom of the inning. It's a scoreless round of 16 game on HCAM. right, folks, we are ready for the bottom of the first. We're also going to have Hiller baseball updates for you throughout today's broadcast. They are underway in Reading in their round of 16 games, so we'll try to get you some updates from that game in just a moment. But I can tell you right now, it's in the top of the second and scoreless as of right now with Reading. Let's take you through the Hiller lineup. Addie Walls, the pitcher, will lead things off. Zoe Levine, center fielder, hitting second. Charlotte Holden, second baseman, hitting third. Holly Paharik, shortstop, hitting cleanup. Caroline Osmond, the catcher, hitting fifth. Windup and the pitch, and that is low. Ashley Callery, third baseman, hitting sixth. Zoe Adams, designated player, hitting seventh. Tenley Wynn, first baseman, hitting eighth. Callie Arthur is your center fielder, hitting ninth. 2-0 the count. On the hill for Marblehead, that is Tess Francis. She delivers that one for a strike. Your Marblehead defense. You got Tessa Francis on the hill as she delivers a pitch there, hit up the middle, and that'll trickle into left field. A leadoff single for Addie Walls, who's been red hot with the bat lately. Tessa Francis is your pitcher. Luca Bornhurst is your catcher. And over at first base, you got Lila McGovern. Second baseman is Kate Andriano. Shortstop, Hilly Schmidt. Third baseman, Tessa Andriano. From left to right, Norma Hahn, Ashley Mortensen, and Isabel Mortensen. So it's a few Mortensens on the team for the Magicians. And there's a strike. We got a courtesy runner out there for the pitcher. Ava Davenport is your courtesy runner. I mentioned Callery's been red hot with the bat lately, and she is hitting .436 coming into the postseason. And she can not only pitch, she can hit. And speaking of hitting, Zoe Levine has been great at the plate lately, but a swing and a miss there. That's going to be out number one. And that'll bring up Charlotte Holden, the second baseman. .518 batting average coming into the postseason for Charlotte. And the runner took off from first, stolen base. So the Hillers get that runner in scoring position, as they often like to do. And a pitch down low. Two and one the count. Set to deliver. And this is hit in the air to left field. That is going to drop. Runner at third is going to hold up. A good throw in by the left fielder. But there is two on with one out for the Hillers. A nice piece of hitting by Holden. She's aboard with a single. Advances on the throw in. Holly Paharik to the plate. And it looks like they're going to put her on and load the bases. Automatic walk for Paharik. And that'll bring up Caroline Osmond. 1-0 the count. Now the Hillers would love to get some runs going early here. That's fouled into the backstop. And there's a strike, 1-2. Wind up and the pitch. And down low. 2-2 on the hot-hitting catcher. Caroline Osmond, a 380 coming into the postseason. 429 on base percentage. Hillers with bases loaded, 1 out. Tessa Francis set to deal. Little inside, full count. A walk would score a run. Big pitch coming up here. And she puts this one in the air, right side, out of play. Another full count pitch coming up. Oh, in there for strike 3. A nice pitch there by Francis. Backwards K there. 2 away, Ashley Callery to the plate. Callery, a 460 batting average during the regular season, 493 on base percentage. 13 RBIs and 14 runs to her credit, and she would love some right here. Swing and a miss. Bringing the heat was Francis. The junior deals, that's fouled into the backstop, 1-1. Excuse me, 0-2. And this is hit in the air, and that's going to land into shallow right field. 1 run is in. Here comes another. And the Hillers played a pair with 2 outs in the inning. A 2 RBI double by Ashley Callery. Addie Walls around to score. Charlotte Holden around to score. And Holly Paharik up to third. Zoe Adams to the plate. Oh, good start for the Hillers. Pitch a little low. I think it was important to get runs in that situation. You load the bases, 1 out. You really want to try to get at least 1 across, and that they do. And this is hit in the air to right field. It's caught for the 3rd out, but the Hillers do plate a pair. They lead it 2-0 as we head to the top of the 2nd on HCAM. Top of the second inning, a 2-0 Hiller lead. Tom Nappy, happy to be on the call with you for this round of 16 Division II state tournament game. Denise and Taki on camera. We have a Hiller baseball update right now. Reading leading the Hillers 1-0. They are heading into the top of the third over in Reading. So hopefully the Hiller bats can get something going over in Reading. As Tessa Andriano fouls that one away. 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up this inning for the Magicians. Tessa Andriano, Tessa Francis, and Luca Bornhurst. And there's a ball, 1-1. Addie deals, and this is up the middle, handled by the second baseman, not a problem. 4-3, 4 out, number 1. That'll bring up Tessa Francis, the pitcher. The pitch a little high, 1-0. Set to deliver, and a strike there. Here's the 1-1. There's strike 2. That pitch a little high, 2-2. Down low, full count. Addie Walls had 13 strikeouts against Shepherd Hill in the round of 32. None so far today. And a walk. Now, from what I hear about this Marblehead team, they can hit. This is going to be a tough lineup to face. But certainly, if anyone could do it, it's Addie. Addie Walls, throughout the regular season, a 16-0 record, 105 innings pitched, a 1.53 ERA, and 174 total strikeouts this season. She broke the 300 career mark in the senior day game against Norwood. Swing and a miss. And they'll get the out at first, and then it's thrown into the outfield, and the runner is going to advance. And she's going to try to come all the way home, and she will. So Bornhurst was thrown out at first, but then on an error, Francis comes all the way around, and it's a 2-1 game. A 1-0 count. Ball 2. A little discussion now between Addie and the catcher. Caroline Osmond out for a chat. Count. 2-1 now. Walls delivers, swing and a miss. 2-2 the count. That pitch down low. Well, Walls just trying to get those pitches up in the zone. And that is going to be a walk. So a little bit of a struggle for Walls here. And that'll put a runner on first with 1 out. Lila McGovern set to step to the plate. Checking at first, runner back safe. Yeah, sometimes you'll get that low strike call, but in this instance, Addie not getting it today so far. Swing and a miss. Some umpires are going to have a strike zone that's a little more along the top of the knee rather than at the knee. And another swing and a miss there. But I think Addie Walls just has to find her stride. She seems to struggle from time to time at the beginning of a game, but then really gets locked in. 2-2 the count. And that's popped up, foul out of play. Yeah, the Hiller defense is going to have a big impact in this game as well. This Marblehead team makes good contact from what I hear at the plate. And difficult lineup to get strikeouts on. And the throw to second, they'll get her. So she struck out, thought the ball got away, did have an opportunity to go. But they called her out on strikes, and then they catch Adriano trying to steal, so that'll wrap up the top of the second. Marblehead does play to run. It's a 2-1 game as we head to the bottom of the second on HCAM. Bottom of the second inning, Tenley Wynn stepping to the plate, the first baseman. 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up. Tenley Wynn, Callie Arthur, Addie Walls. A pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Another Hiller baseball update. As I said, we'll be keeping you updated with the Hiller baseball team in Reading. They're in the bottom of the third. Game remains a 1-0 Reading lead. So hopefully the Hiller baseball team could get the bats going over in Reading. 0-2 the count now. Oh, excuse me, struck out there. One away, that'll bring up Callie Arthur. And that's it in the air, foul out of play. That pitch a little high, 1-1. I'll tell you, from what I'm seeing so far, this game has the makings of a pitcher duel. One and two the count. That pitch up high. 2-2. Callie Arthur, she's been hitting the ball very well. 509 batting average during the season, 594 on base percentage. They put her towards the bottom of the order, give that bottom of the order some hitting as well. Spread it out a little bit. Count remains 2-2. And the battle continues. Wind up and the pitch. Inside, full count. This Hiller lineup, they need to make this pitcher work, Tessa Francis, and battle it out as many plate appearances as they can. Hit in the air, right side, and it'll drop, but it's foul. So back to the plate she goes. Count remains full. Swing and a miss. She got her. 2 away. Top of the order now for the Hillers. Addie Walls coming to the plate. There's a strike. Wind up and the pitch. And Walls puts this one in the air towards left field. It's caught. And that'll wrap up the bottom of the second. We will head to the top of the third. Hillers leading 2-1 on HCAM. Top of the third inning, 9-1 and 2 hitters due up. As Isabel Mortensen set to step in. And time called by the hitter. And it's a bunt pulled back. Wind up and the pitch and the bunt up the middle. Walls throws to first, gets the out. 1-3, 4 out number one. Top of the order now, Ashley Mortensen at the plate. She grounded out her first time up. There's a strike. Swing and a miss, 0-2. And this is hit in the air. That is going to drop into center field. 1-out single for Mortensen. Oh, nice piece of hitting there for the junior. And that'll bring up Nora Mahan. Nora lined out her first time up. Check it out first. Nice back pick. Or she threatened a back pick, rather. Up high, 1-1. Their correction, 2-0 count. There's a strike, 2-1. Pitch outside. Three and one the count. There's a bunt, slow roller, throw to first. They get the out at first, but she does push the runner up to second. So sacrifice bunt there. A 1-3 out, 2 away. That'll bring up Haley Schmidt, the shortstop. Well, this is what Marblehead wanted to do, get that runner in scoring position, bring up the middle part of the order. Fouled away. Set for the 0-1. Ooh, that hit her? It did indeed. So she'll trot down to first base, hit by a pitch. And that'll bring up Tessa Andriano, the third baseman. 2 on, 2 outs. And a little mound discussion with the infield. Got the cleanup hitter at the plate. Set to deliver. Up high. The 1-0. There's a strike. 1-1. Yeah, this is the kind of game you expect in the playoffs. Every inning's going to be a battle. There's strike 2. And checking at first, runner back. Here we go, 1-2 count, and that's fouled into the backstop. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Addy gets out of it. That was just a beauty of a pitch there. And the score remains 2-1. Bottom of the 3rd inning. At the plate, it is Zoe Levine. 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for the Hillers. Count is 2-0. Two and one now. Set to deliver. Fouled away. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Set to deliver, and this is popped up, and it is caught by the pitcher. One away. That'll bring up Charlotte Holden, the second baseman. Set to deliver. There's a strike. Holden reached on a single her last time up and ended up scoring one of the 2 runs in the first. And she'll put this one in the air to center field. It's caught, 2 away. Holly Paharik steps in. And it looks like they're just going to give her the free pass. They don't even want to give her a chance to hit. So an intentional walk there. They'll bring up Caroline Osmond. Well, clearly they've been doing some research. Down low, runner taking off, throw to second, not in time. A steal for Holly. Well, Holly Paharik, she could steal. That's her. She had 11. She was 11 for 12 on steals during the regular season. And Osmond fouls that one away. Pitch a little high. 2-1. There's strike 2, 2-2. And that pitch outside, full count. She winds and deals. And that is chipped foul. Wind up and the pitch. Fouled away. Good battle. That's what you want to do, make this pitcher work. And she puts this on the ground, picked up by the third baseman, throw over, not a problem. 5-3 for out number 3, and just like that, we're heading to the 4th. Hillers lead it 2-1 on HCAM. Top of the fourth inning. Stepping in is Tessa Francis, the pitcher. 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up. Swing and a miss. Addie Walls so far with 2 strikeouts today. That one down low, 1-1. A little high. And she misses there, 3-1. There's a strike. That'll fill up the count. And she got her. A nice strikeout for Addie. And that'll bring up Luca Bornhorst. We do have a boys baseball update. They are in the top of the 5th inning. It's still a 1-0 game. Killers do have a man on base with 2 outs over in Reading. Luca Bornhorst steps to the plate. Down low. Set to deliver. Swing and a miss. One and one the count. Addie deals. It's a bunt up the middle. Picked up. Throw to first. And they're going to call her safe. I'm going to say she just beat it out. That'll bring up Katie Andriano. Well, certainly a close call over at that first base bag. It was probably a tie, and usually if it's a tie, they'll give it to the runner. Here's the 1-0. And runner taking off, throw to second, and she's safe. Well, Marblehead knows against this pitcher, you got to try to manufacture some runs. And a swing and a miss there. Bunt pulled back, it's a strike. Three and one the count. And the base runner going to steal third. They're really trying to manufacture that tying run. Full count now on Andriano. Walk drawn. And that'll bring up Lila McGovern, first baseman. And Caroline Osmond gonna go give Addie some words of encouragement. It's runners on first and third, one out here in the top of the fourth. While we have a moment, we'll let you know what's going on in the Hiller baseball game over in Reading. The top of the fifth is over. They're heading to the bottom of the inning, and it remains a 1-0 Reading lead. The Hiller baseball team using that committee-style pitching approach again. Besides that one run given up, it has worked. But now they got to get their bats going. So stepping to the plate now with 2 on and 1 out, you got Lila McGovern, the first baseman. And a stolen base for Andriano. 0-1 the count on McGovern. Runners on second and third now. Checking at third, runner back safe. 1-1 the count. Yeah, expect Osmond to try to backpick to third base pretty much every pitch. Keep that runner at bay. Set to deliver, and it's a bunt. Throw to first, they get the out, and nice defense there. They made sure to have home plate covered. So that's 2 away, and it holds both runners on base. Isabel Mortensen, the right fielder, stepping in. Yeah, this is certainly going to be a game of small ball today. A pitch outside, 1-0. Fouled away. 1-1. Little high. Checking at third, runner back safe. Two and one count. Addie Walls needs the hitter spots here. And another bunt picked up, and they flip it home, and the run scores. So the bunt pays off. Suicide squeeze attempt works. And no, actually, hold on. They're going to call her out. So they're going to call her out. And that will put an end to the inning. And I'm sure the Marblehead coach will have something to say about that. But it is a 2-1 game heading to the bottom of the fourth on HCAM. Bottom of the fourth, it remains a 2-1 game. Now we saw a suicide squeeze attempt to end the top of the fourth, and we think we have some clarification on what happened there. Lila McGovern, the hitter, they're saying she was outside the batter's box. So it was not a legal bunt. She was outside the batter's box, so that's an automatic strikeout. And swing and a miss there by a Calorie. So the run would have scored if the bunter was in the batter's box, but since she was outside, no run and the end of the inning. So a big break there for the Hillers. As that's fouled away by Calorie. But yeah, that batter's box is there for a reason, and if you're bunting or hitting, you got to be inside that box. Wind up and the pitch, and that is fouled away. Ashley Calorie's been great with the bat lately as well. 460 batting average during the season, 493 on base percentage. Certainly has some good power as she fouls that one away out of play. And you know that this team's going to walk Holly more often than not, so some of these other bats in the Hiller lineup are going to have to get going if they want to try to add some security runs. And this is up the middle, picked up by the shortstop, throw to first. And pulled the first baseman up a little bit, but she lands on the bag. 6-3 for out number one. And that'll bring up Zoe Adams. Zoe Adams, a .377 hitter during the season, 411 on base percentage. 15 RBIs with 11 runs scored. Takes a strike there. Update from Reading. They're in the bottom of the fifth. A 1-0 Reading lead remains. Reading threatening with a man on base. Wind up and the pitch. Down low. 1-1 the count. Set to deliver, and that one low. 3-1. And the walk is drawn. Runner on for the Hillers. Tenley Wynn coming to the plate. And we're going to get a courtesy runner coming into pinch run. That is going to be Bridget Rolecki, the sophomore. Well, the Hillers are going to utilize as much of their speed as they can on that base paths. There's a strike. Francis has thrown 58 pitches so far for Marblehead. There's a strike. And that's fouled away. over in Reading. Reading threatening in the bottom of the 5th to add more runs. They got 2 on with 1 out in the baseball game over in Reading. We'll keep you updated as to what happens. Swing and a miss there. And that's fouled away. Well, good battle here between Tenley Wynn and Tessa Francis. Runner on first for the Hillers, 1 out. Swing and a miss. She got her. 2 away. Oh, no, she got a piece of it. Excuse me. So she stays alive. Nicely done. And she gets a good piece of this one, but it's foul. Heads up. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Runner taking off. Throws into the outfield. She's going to go for third. Throw to third. Oh! They got her. Yeah, that was... She should have stayed at second. You had Callie Arthur coming up. But they call her out, and that'll wrap up the 4th. And we are heading to the top of the 5th on HCAM. Bottom of the 5th inning, or excuse me, top of the 5th inning. And it is 9-1 and 2 hitters for Marblehead. The game that is in the bottom of the 5th is the Hiller baseball game over in Reading. And I'm keeping an eye on that game, so get a little confused at times, folks. Actually, this is going to be the leadoff hitter in the Marblehead lineup, Ashley Mortensen. Final out was made by Isabel. Well, we have good news for the Hillers. It remains a 1-0 game in Reading, with Reading leading through the bottom of the 5th, as the Hillers were able to get 2 outs with 2 runners on and no harm done. So that's the good news. They keep it a 1-run game over in Reading, heading into the top of the 6th. And we'll keep you updated on that game as well throughout the broadcast here from the softball game. A 2-1 count on Ashley Mortensen. Walls deals, swing and a miss. 2-2. Set to deliver. And this is chipped in the air. That's going to land, and a little mishandle by Paharic. And that will allow Mortensen to reach. Rare mishandle there by Paharic, but that was a tough play to make anyhow. We'll see what they score that. Addie Walls has thrown 64 pitches. This lineup has certainly battled her, but she has held her own up to this point as Norma Hahn steps in. And it's a bunt. Throw to first. They get the out at first, but they do advance the runner. So Mortensen now on second with one out. Haley Schmidt to the plate. Swing and a miss. Well, I'll tell you, this is playoff softball right here. And another little bunt there. Throw to first. They get the out, but runner advances to third. So they're really trying to push that tying run across. And now Tessa Andriano set to step in. Well, Marblehead knows that it could come down, that this game, the way it's going, is likely going to come down to just one run. So getting that tying run across is essential. And that is fouled away. 0-1. And that pitch up high. Checking at third. That was close. They called her just safe. 1-1. Time called to fix that third base bag. Swing and a miss. 1-2. You see Caroline Osmond checking that runner at third each and every time, just in case they send her. Up high. Great pull down by Osmond. Osmond has been just sensational behind the plate for the Hillers. And a swing and a miss. And she gets out of it. We are heading to the bottom of the fifth. The Hillers clinging on to a 2-1 lead in this round of 16 game on HCAM. Welcome back. We are ready for the bottom of the fifth. Set to step in is Callie Arthur in this 2-1 game. Some great suspense in this one. You got to give credit to pitchers today, Tessa Francis and Addie Walls. It has been quite a pitcher's duel. That pitch up high. Well, most of the teams that survived to this point, they're the teams that have good pitching. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike. 1-1. Callie grounded out her last time up back in the third inning. And got a piece of that one. And that is going to be strike three. Got her looking. Top of the order now. Addie Walls set to step to the plate. Hiller baseball update. They're heading into the bottom of the sixth. It remains a 1-0 Reading lead. So the Hillers will need some seventh inning heroics in order to get back in that game. One and oh the count on Addie. That pitch up high. 2-0. Well, the Hillers would love to get Walls on base. 2-1 now. And that pitch a little low. 3-1. Fouled into the backstop. And another one into the backstop. Good battle here. And that is popped up, foul out of play. Count is full. And the walk is drawn. Expect a courtesy runner to come in for the pitcher. And here comes Ava Davenport to courtesy run. Zoe Levine stepping to the plate. She had a .350 during the season, .494 on base percentage. And they would love a hit right here. There's a strike. Levine has 17 RBIs, 30 runs scored. 2 doubles, 4 homers on the regular season. Outside. 1-1. Runner on first, 1 out. And that's a strike. Throw to second, and the steal is completed. Well, how about Ava Davenport? She was 8 for 9 stealing bases during the season. And 2 for 2 in this game. And breaking pitch up high. 2-2 the count. Well, she went breaking pitch with that last one. I'd look for the fastball here. And there it is. But it's low, full count. And this is wrapped up the middle, off the second baseman's glove. And Davenport going to be held at third. Good throw in by the left fielder. But a nice piece of hitting by Levine. And now you got 2 on with 1 out. Charlotte Holden stepping to the plate. Swing and a miss. Runner from first takes off. An easy steal for Levine. Down low. Nearly got away. 1-1. Fouled away. 1-2. You could hear a pin drop between every pitch. It has been a suspenseful game out there. Wind up and the pitch. Down low. 2-2. And she gets a good piece of this one. That's going to land in center field. And here comes another Hiller run. And now the ball gets away, and they're going to send another one to score. And that'll turn into 2 more runs for the Hillers. A beauty of a hit by Charlotte Holden. Well, she gets the single, the advance on the throw to second, and the advance on the error to third. Pinch runner for Addie Walls. Ava Davenport scores. Zoe Levine scores. And the Hillers lead it 4-1. And due up next is Holly Paharic. They're going to strategize here with Holly coming up. see if they pitch to her or not. They've walked her intentionally twice already. And they're going to walk her. Intentional walk. That's the third intentional walk for Holly. All right, we got a Hiller baseball update. They're heading into the 7th inning. Bad news, though. Reading has added another run as Holly's going to take the easy steal here. So it's now 2-0 Reading heading into the top of the 7th. Hiller baseball down to their final 3 outs. We'll let you know how it goes. Caroline Osmond at the plate, and she puts this one in the air, right side, foul territory, and out of play. Well, Charlotte Holden, a terrific hit that ended up driving in 1 run, and then the second run scoring on an error in the same sequence. And that gives the Hillers a little bit of breathing room. And when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit, because this Marblehead lineup, they can hit. This is hit in the air, left side, and caught for the out. Runner from third is going to be sent home, and she will score. A nice sacrifice RBI flyout for Caroline Osmond, and the Hillers are up by 4. Well, that is exactly what you wanted if you're the Hillers. And now Ashley Callery set to step to the plate. That was a great job by Osmond. And that one's popped up, caught by the pitcher, and that will do it for the bottom of the 5th. But the Hillers plate 3 crucial runs, and they lead it 5-1 as we head to the top of the 6th on HCAM. Top of the 6th inning. Marblehead looking to get the bats going. 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up. Tessa Francis set to step in, followed by Luca Bornhorst and Kate Andriano. Addie Walls has a nice 4-run lead to work with now. Hillers adding 3 more runs last inning. But if you're Addie, don't take your foot off the gas, because they're going to keep trying to aggressively push runs across. And pitch down low, 3-0 count now. And the walk drawn. Well, Addie pitched a lot of pitches on Monday and has thrown a good amount today, and you wonder how her arm's feeling out there. But you better believe she's not coming out of this game. Now they got a courtesy runner in there, of course, for the pitcher. And in the courtesy run, that is Kellyanne Salem. And this is up the third base side, foul. All right, well, we got a Hiller baseball update. And I'm sad to say Reading got the win over Hiller baseball 2-0. So the Hopkinton-Hiller baseball season comes to an unfortunate end. But what a great season they had. Head coach Matt Anderson and the team really did a great job this season and battled hard and won some big games. And sad to see that the Hiller baseball season comes to an end as they fall in Reading by a final of 2-0. So all that's left for the Hillers, you got Hiller softball and boys tennis, and hopefully we'll get a couple state championships. 1-2 count on Bornhorst. And that's fouled away. Eddie Walls up to 80 pitches on the day. Swing and a miss. There's a strikeout. One away. And due up next, Kate Andriano. Fouled away. Up high. Checking at first, runner back safe. There's a strike. One and two the count. Up high. Checking at first, runner back safe. What a great throw up the line by Osmond. It's just spot on. Ooh, and they're checking on the first base bag, making sure it's in properly. Yeah, you got a three-man umpire, or actually no, it's two-man umpire crew. I think in the next round they'll go up to three. Swing and a miss, and there's another strikeout. Two away. Lila McGovern stepping to the plate. Lila McGovern 0 for 2 so far today. One and 0 the count. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Be interesting to see if they send that runner at first with 2 outs. Pitch misses, 2-1. And there's a strike, 2-2. Hiller Boys Tennis is in action tomorrow at the Hopkinton High School tennis courts for their round of 8 game at 5 p.m. And this is up the middle, glove by Holly. Throw to first. They get the out. 6-3, 4 out number 3. And it remains a 5-1 game as we head to the bottom of the 6th on HCAM. Just about set for the bottom of the 6th. We got a few local score updates we could tell you about of local baseball and softball playoff action. Lincoln Sudbury leads Franklin 2-0. Greenfield leading Millis 6-1. The Hopkinton boys, as I mentioned earlier, fell 2-0 to Reading. Norton softball, they advanced. They got a win yesterday, 7-0. And Westwood softball defeated Malden 4-3. As we are ready to continue on in the bottom of the 6th, Zoe Adams at the plate, swinging a miss. And again, for those of you that didn't hear earlier, the Hiller baseball season coming to an end. They fall in Reading in their round of 16 game 2-0. And this is hit in the air and caught by the center fielder. So Zoe Adams flies out, 1 away. That'll bring up Tenley Wynn. There's a strike. One and one the count. Wind up and the pitch. And fouled away. 1-2. Well, Tenley Wynn has had some great plate appearances in these playoffs. She's battled hard in this game. She struck out twice, but both times she battled. And she's going to strike out here. 1 away. Or excuse me, 2 away. Callie Arthur set to step in. Well, Callie hoping to get something going here. But the good news is, regardless, the Hillers will have Marblehead down to their final 3 outs next inning. They got a 4-run cushion to play with. Right. We'll see if they can increase that cushion. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there. I'll tell you, Tessa Francis, impressive. She is a junior, so she'll be back next season over in Marblehead. And that is fouled away. Count remains 0-2. Fouled away. Good battle. Yeah, only 2 seniors on this Marblehead roster, so they get a good portion of their team back next season. 1-2 the count. I'm sure you'll see Marblehead right back here in the Division II state tournament. 2-2. Of course, they're worried about what's happening right now. And Arthur sends this one into center field. And that's going to be a 2-out single. Nice piece of hitting by Callie. And now it's top of the order for the Hillers. Addie Walls set to step in. There's a strike, 0-1. And Walls sends this one foul. Breaking pitch up high, runner taking off, throws into the outfield. And she'll stay at second. I'd say that's the right call there. Nice stolen base by Callie. Callie Arthur, 6 for 7 stealing bases during the regular season. Addie Walls facing a 1-2 count. I think the home plate might have come out of place. Coach Alberry coming out there to fix it. And we are ready to continue. Wind up and the pitch. And this is up the middle. That'll trickle in. Here comes another run. Callie Arthur around to score. An RBI single for Addie Walls. A little more insurance for the Hillers. And that'll bring up Zoe Levine. And we'll get a courtesy runner, as expected. David Davenport out there to run. That's the benefit of playing pitcher-catcher at first base. You don't have to do all the running. That pitch low, 1-0. Tessa Francis now up to 112 pitches. And this is hit in the air towards center field. That'll drop in for a hit. Here comes another Hiller run. She drove that a mile, and she's at third with a stand-up RBI triple. Zoe Levine with the power. And now Charlotte Holden set to step to the plate. The umpires gathering together to talk about something here. A pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. One and one. Well, that was just a great piece of hitting by Levine. Swing and a miss. Charlotte Holden, she's had a great day. She scored the go-ahead run back in the first and had a big RBI single last inning. Or 2 RBI single, rather. And she'll pop this one in the air. It's caught by the second baseman. That'll put an end to the inning, but the Hillers, they add a couple, and they're feeling good. They're up 7-1 as we head to the top of the 7th on HCAM. Top of the 7th inning, Marblehead down to their final 3 outs. Their 9-1 and 2 hitters due up. Isabel Mortensen set to step to the plate. Swing and a miss. Hillers looking to advance on to the round of 8. Up high, 1-1. And this is popped up, caught. 1 away. Addie Walls making the catch. That'll bring up top of the order, Ashley Mortensen. Ashley Mortensen is grounded out, singled and reached on an error. Pitch down low, 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Well, the winner of this game advances on to take on TVL rival Westwood in the round of 8. So if the Hillers hang on, they'll be taking on Westwood in the round of 8 right here at Hopkinton High School. There's a strike. 1-2. No, they got her out. Excuse me. That was a strikeout. That was the 1-2 pitch for strike 3. Westwood defeated Malden Catholic earlier today, 4-3. So congratulations to our friends over in Westwood, and it's looking like we'll see each other next round. One and 0 count now on Norma Hahn. A pitch outside, 2-0. Fouled away, 2-1. And this is popped up and caught! How about a nice diving catch to end the game? What a catch by Zoe Levine! That was a beauty. Levine really had to range in to make the catch, but she does. And the Hillers are moving on to the round of 8. They take the win 7-1 in a great game against a very good Marblehead team. And I certainly wouldn't be surprised if we see this Marblehead team make some noise next year with the majority of their roster returning. But congratulations to the Hopkinton Hillers. They are round of 8 bound as they get the 7-1 win and advance on in the Division II state tournament. And they certainly had to battle hard for this one. Marblehead did make it easy. It was close until the later innings. But a great win by this Hiller team, and they certainly hope to get a few more wins. But that is going to do it for our coverage here today. The Hopkinton Hillers take down Marblehead. They're moving on to the round of 8. They score 7 runs on 7 hits, commit 2 errors. Marblehead, 1 run, no hits, and an error. And that got lost in all this. Addie Walls actually had a no-hitter as she went the complete game and did not give up an actual hit. So that is yet another impressive stat that you could add to the tremendous pitching career of Addie Walls. But the Hillers get the victory, 7-1 over Marblehead. They're on to the round of 8 where they will host Westwood. And that is going to do it for our coverage today. A big thank you to Denise Antaki for her state-of-the-art, unbelievable camera work. And for everyone at HCAM, I'm Tom Nappy. As always, we thank you for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. And we'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.